Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Honey, I ain't windy, but it's time for us to dish some of this celebrity news tea. Now, child, I don't know why folks want to go to jail on Memorial Day weekend, no matter if you're out of the country, out of town, down the street, you're going to be in some trouble, right? So anyway, first we got to talk about Nicki Minaj. Earlier this morning, it was reported that Nicki Minaj had been detained in an airport trying to board a plane in Amsterdam on her way to England. She's in concert. Her pink, her pink, whatever it is, to a child. Anyway, she was on her way from leaving the Netherlands, trying to go to England, and she was stopped. Her bags were checked, and she had some. They said soft possession of soft products, right? And it was some roll ups, WEEDS, right? You know, I have to spell it out instead of saying it's YouTube, right? But anyway, since then, a couple of hours later, now she was arrested. She filmed the whole thing on Instagram. She was live. She went live on Instagram. She was trying to explain to the officers that wasn't my bag. Her security admitted that it was his roll ups, and but they still put her in the back of a vehicle, and took her down to the station. Well, since then, like I said, she has been released, and she is just really not a, not obviously she's not good with it, right? So this is from NBC News. It says Nicki Minaj was released from custody Saturday, hours after she was apparently arrested by police in the Netherlands on suspicion of exporting child soft drugs. Authorities said the rapper was fined and allowed to continue her journey. Police said in a translated post on X, formerly known as Twitter, just before 4 p.m. So she was arrested around 10:30. She was released before 4. Now, while she was doing her Instagram post, she was saying, like, I really need to get on this plane. Am I going to miss my concert in New England? She was really worried about that. They really couldn't give her an answer to that, and they said that they would try to get everything done, pretty quickly so that she could, make her thing, right? So anyway, it says she was traveling to Manchester, England from Amsterdam for a concert on her Pink Friday 2 world tour, where she was apparently arrested. Minaj, whose real name is Onika Petty, was scheduled to perform at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester, England, on Saturday night, but it was postponed. The concert had to be postponed, y'all. Live Nation UK said in an update. Quote, despite Nicki's best efforts to explore every possible avenue to make tonight's show happen, the events of today have made it impossible. The company said, we are deeply disappointed by the inconvenience that it has caused. The company also stated that everybody that bought a ticket would be able to attend, the concert, when it's going to be taken up again, right? And it also says during the Instagram live, and I told you about she went live this morning, right? During the Instagram live, Minaj filmed police as they told her to get inside of a van, so she could be taken to the police station. In a post on X, the rapper said she was being told she had to go 5 miles away to make a statement about my security to the police precinct. Now, when she said she had to go 5 miles away to make a policeman about her security, she's talking about the roll-ups, because one of the security guys said that those were his roll-ups, right, and not hers. Nicki also thinks that people are trying to sabotage her tour. She mentioned theft. And she says, and this thing is, it says this is how they plant things in your luggage. Another read, right? And the reason why she said that is because she said her bags were pretty much taken without, taken from her and not searched at first, like the regular way they do at the airport, right? So, but they were taken directly from her and put on a plane. And a little while after that, they came back to her saying that there were roll ups. Um, in her purse, in her bag, and she felt like she was being set up, right? So on another post on X, she said, now they said they found weed. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. And another group of people have come here to weigh the pre-rolls, right? So they said people had to come there to weigh the pre-rolls and all this and all that. They was just taking her through a lot. She says, keep in mind they took my bags without consent. My security has already advised them those pre-rolls belong to him. Oh yeah, and the pilot wants me to take my IG post down. Now, why that pilot would want her to take her IG post down, I don't know. She said they in another post. She said they didn't know I was planning for them, just like they were planning for me. Me filming every single thing made them really mad, and the them. She's talking about is whoever she believes is trying to sabotage her. And I also read on down in the article where it says that somebody was stealing money off of her jet or something like that, and she had to fire them, and I'm guessing it's somebody that was working on the tour, right? But Nicki said, no, honey, not today, not today. Nicki is not going today, just like you planning for me, I'm planning for you, right? And so anyway, like I said, she was released, and I guess we're gonna have to find out if it. They said she was fined. I don't know if she would, and she was released and allowed to go on to England. I don't know if it's the end of it or she'll have to appear in court again. But whatever the case may be, she's going to continue her tour. And as a matter of fact, Nicki said that the tour was doing so well that at the end of this, international tour, she's going to circle back around to America and also do some tour dates again for the second time in America. That's how well the 41-year-old rapper's tour was doing, right? But honey, I'm so glad that Nicki didn't have to be on house arrest like the husband allegedly, child. I'm glad. But anyway, we're gonna have to see if anything further comes out of this situation with Nicki. I hope she's gonna be okay. Like I said, she feels like she was set up, and she would know better than any of us, and we just have to take her word for it, right? So anyway, that's the tea on Nicki. So in other news, the rapper SeanKingston and his mother, their home was raided on Thursday, I'm thinking, right? But on Friday, they both were arrested for stealing over $1 million, right? So Sean Kingston moms, now can we? She's 61 years old. Her name is Janice Turner. And she was given a $20,000 bond for each count, and she has at least 8 counts, so far. The judge refused to lower the bond after the attorney requested it, and the reason for the judge refusing to lower the bond to $10,000, which she wanted on each count, is because Turner, the mom, has been arrested on these charges in the past. So, her charges include. Child, her charges include she's being charged. Some of the charges, she was arraigned on Friday, right? She was arraigned on Friday in court. Child, what is that on her head? Can we just go before we get to that? Can we just did she have a wig on? Is this her everyday look? I don't know what's going on with that, but child, she was looking scary, right? So she was charged with fraud, grand theft, and organized schemes to commit fraud. Now she was also charged with some form of identity theft and something like that, right? And so I guess that's what they mean by organized schemes to commit fraud, right? So, like I said, the house was raided um, for the stolen merchandise, and what they mean by stolen merchandise is that there was a attorney there trying to retrieve some of his property or identify some of his property, and one of the things was a surround sound system that Kingston convinced the people to give it to him for $30,000, but the home surround sound home system costs upwards of $150,000. And the owner of the surround sound system said that Kingston would go around, basically talking people into or scheming people out of all of these luxury items, right? Says this also says Kingston talked to the stolen owner, talked to stolen owner. That's why I was telling you guys out of $150,000 surround system, right? So the reason why they raided the home is because they went to retrieve some of those that merchandise. And I don't know what's going on with his mom. She's been involved with this before, but they both were arrested. Like I said, for stealing over $1 million in, in merchandise or whatever, right? Now Sean Kingston, after his home was raided in Florida. Now I don't know if he was there. I know the mom was there, but he was actually in California. He was putting on a show, and he was actually arrested in the state of California. And he is being held. At this place. It's called High Desert Detention Center, and it's in California. After his home was raided, like I said, in Florida. I don't even know if he was there or not. He might have already been in California, but he was in fact arrested in California. Now he's known for his popular "Beautiful Girl" song and video. Child, back in the day, I hadn't even heard anything about Sean Kingston in forever, right? And who knew that the mom and him were scheming people and defrauding people out of all this merchandise? Child, you never know. And when you get a piece of that money and it's flowing strong, the home is beautiful, right? So I guess they gotta find a way to fund it, child. They gotta find a way to fund it. I don't know, but we're gonna have. I don't know what his bond was. I couldn't read and find out what his bond, if any, was. But the mom is, in order for her to get out of jail, she's got to post $20,000 per charge. And I'm thinking they're doing it because they're trying to recoup some of the monies that had been allegedly stolen by Sean Kingston and his mom, right? So anyway, child, real fast, we got to talk about Love and Merge Huntsville. Now, I don't know anything about Love and Merge Huntsville. I really don't look at the reality shows anymore. But while I was getting the information on Nicki Minaj, it came across the wire that attorney Maurice Scott from Love and Hip Hop Huntsville had been arrested for misdemeanor DUI. Right? I'm like, oh my God, on Memorial Day weekend in Alabama. He ain't getting out of jail for a while. He might be spending the whole weekend, and I don't know if it'd be different from him. But child, usually if you get put in jail on a holiday weekend, you're gonna be in there for a while, right? So anyway, on the show, which is airs on Oprah Winfrey's network, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like I said, I really don't know anything about it. I did a little reading on it, and so this attorney Maurice Scott is married to this lady Kim Scott, and I found out that she had undergone aggressive radiation therapy because she had an aggressive form of breast cancer, and she wanted to save her breast or whatever. And I'm so glad she made it through that. And this is his mugshot right here. This attorney Maurice Jefferson Scott. Now I wonder will he have to suffer some consequences when it comes to his being a attorney, and will he be disbarred? Like what will happen to him because he's been arrested for drunk driving, even though it's misdemeanor drunk driving, it's still drunk driving, right? So from what I understand, this couple is relatively low key, relatively almost drama free, and I say almost drama free, because during Kim Scott's cancer battle, there was some kerfuffle. Oh, that's not him. About him, saying very disgusting, if you will, in my opinion, statements when it comes to his wife undergoing therapy, chemotherapy for such, a hard form of cancer, right? He expected his wife to still have, marital relations with him, while she was undergoing chemotherapy, aggressive form of chemotherapy. She's sick, and he still expected that from her. He went on a show, a podcast, explaining that he still expected that from her. And he said he felt like she was a strong woman. This was last year, for still rolling over and faking it. Because when it comes to want and need in him and the marital relations, he needed, right? He more than wants and he needed, right? So it was a whole thing about that evidently online, right? And I also have heard about this Martel Holt guy, but I never really, you know, delved into it too much. But honey, he is always in trouble, right? He was dating Sheree Whitfield at one point in time. I don't know if he still is or not, but he had been arrested earlier this year for for DV, right, and harassing communications, via the phone. He kept sending a really bad, text message to one of his girls, right? So he said he was arrested. He was released only 3 hours later after posting bond. He had to post bond for it. I also found out that this Martin Hope guy, while he was married, he was having a relationship with this Curry lady, and she drugged him, and she has a message for the ladies. This was also last year, I believe. Said never have a baby by a married man. Let me be your example. Someone had to be it. I'm thinking, girl, are you okay? Why would you do that anyway? You want to play victim? You can't be no victim if you knew the man was married, right? At least in my opinion, I don't see how she. I really can't feel sorry for her because, girl, you knew the man was married, and I don't know what went on with him and Sheree, and I don't know. Now I'm assuming these, really bad communications happened between him and his, wife or now ex-wife. I really don't even know. Like I said, I'm not into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Never watched the show. I'm only reporting it because Attorney Maurice Scott, like I said, he came over the wire that he had been arrested this Memorial Day weekend for misdemeanor DUI, and it was early in the morning, right? It was like 10 something in the morning. I'm like, dang, it ain't even 12 o'clock. Like, was you drinking all night at a party or something? And you was going home, or did you wake up drinking? Like, what, are you an alcoholic? Like, what is going on? Right? And so he need to be worried about his licensure, child, remaining a lawyer in the state of Huntsville, Alabama. And I also understand that they have a lot of business ventures, what do you call it? A lot of uh I can't even think of it. Anyway, they're trying to rebuild, or rebrand the city of Huntsville, Alabama, real estate. He's got a lot of real estate deals that he does, and so I hope that won't be hindered, because I think that it is a good thing him trying to, rebuild Huntsville, Alabama, or make it more, palatable for people to come visit somewhere like Alabama. You know what I mean? And so hopefully he'll get out of this. Hopefully he won't do it again. He ought to know better than drinking and driving anyway, because not only can he harm himself, he can harm, moreover, he can harm other people. Especially at 10 o'clock in the morning. Child, like, why would you do that? Are you okay? But anyway, y'all, that's all the windy type tea I got right now. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Let me know what you think about these arrests that have been made. Child, in the comment section below. Do you think they are doing, these actors and singers and rappers are doing way too much these days? Because, honey, everybody is getting exposed, and we don't even have to talk about the diddler, child. We know he always in trouble. But anyway, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you choose to subscribe to the channel, please hit that notifications bell so that you will be notified when I post another video. You guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Peace.